Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 6 of WCWtober, the review series where I review all the Halloween Havocs for the first half of October. Halloween Havoc was, of course, WCW's annual Halloween show that normally aired around Halloween and actually had a Halloween-related title that had Halloween in the name, and they even decorated traditional Halloween stuff on it. Unlike the WWE, who's never had any event air around Halloween to actually have Halloween in the title, which would be so much better. But today we're looking at Halloween Havoc 1994, which took place on October the 23rd, 1994 from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan, a very famous arena that has hosted a Survivor Series, that hosted Survivor Series 1991 and a couple other WWE shows. This is a very average show. In fact, it's probably below average, as there's nothing really stellar on this show, which is the problem that both WWE and WCW had around this time. While they maybe had some hidden gems of matches, the shows in general around 93 and 95, at least for WWE purposes, weren't good. WCW, after the NWO showed up, started having better shows after the NWO angle started. But for WWE, their really bad period went from 93 all the way to the end of 97. Or very late 97, the Survivor Series. So, there are 8 matches on this card, so we have a 40 maximum star ratings. Our opening contest, WCW World Television Championship match, Johnny B. Bad versus the Honky Tonk Man. The Honky Tonk Man, as Santino Marella would call him. This is a kind of a boring match. It's a 10-minute time limit, so it's a quickened time limit, meaning you have to have a quicker pace. But that pace isn't here. That pace isn't here. With a 10-minute time limit, you have to have a quicker pace. Even with under the time, and this goes to a time limit draw, which I completely understand, because they were going to continue this into Starrcade, but the Honky Tonk Man got fired for no showing an event or something like that. So it's a 1-star match because it's not like horrible or nothing, but it could have had a faster paced match, especially from Johnny B. Bad. Because 10 minutes, you'd probably need a bit of a faster pacing. So next match, WCW World Tag Team Championship match. Stars and Stripes versus Pretty Wonderful. Pretty Wonderful is Paul Orndorff and Paul Roma. 2-star match. These teams met at Fall Brawl the following month, the previous month, and had in pretty much the same kind of match they have here. It's a traditional formulaic tag match, but Pretty Wonderful win after Marcus Bagwell hits his bridge suplex and Roma comes off the top rope, which allows Orndorff to pin Bagwell as referees trying to get the Patriot out of the ring, which comes to another thing. Technically, Stars and Stripes should have been disqualified at least 2 times over in this match because the Patriot would not get out of the ring. He came in when he wasn't tagged in and just started fighting, and Stars and Stripes were not disqualified because he was in there for, I'd say, a good minute and a half of the match. So that should have been a disqualification, technically. It's one of those things in wrestling that, when you start to think about it, it can, especially if you know rules of wrestling, it's one of those things that can really make you wonder about things. 2 stars. So then we get Dave Sullivan versus Kevin Sullivan. This is a match that's happening because Kevin Sullivan is upset that Dave Sullivan has embraced Hulkamania and is wearing the magic slippers that Hulk Hogan used to defeat Andre the Giant. I don't really know how that really makes Dave Sullivan anything, honestly. This match isn't even that good. It's the worst match on here. It's not horrible to where it's nothing, but it's half a star, and Kevin and Dave wins by countout. So there wasn't even a real decisive winner in this match. This would have made more sense if you had at Starrcade, you had Dave and Kevin have another match. with Kevin winning, and then you finally had the blow off to the feud at Super Brawl 5, which is what they did anyway. That was the blow off to that. But this is also the start of some of the Faces of Fear, and I don't mean Ming and the Barbarian, I mean a trio of people that Kevin Sullivan had, which was a precursor to the Dungeon of Doom. So it kind of started all this off, and I'll talk about that in the main event of the show. Half a star. So then we get Dustin Rhodes versus Arn Anderson in a match that has a story that goes all the way back to Bash at the Beach 94 when Arn Anderson turned on Dustin Rhodes. 2.5 stars. It's an okay average match. Dustin wins with a roll-up and then gets assaulted by by Ming or something and whatnot. Dustin Rhodes would be gone from the company by right after Uncensored 95. So this is one of his last pay-per-view matches for WCW before he got the character that arguably he's most well known for, which is the Goldust character in WWE. Like I said, 2.5 stars, nothing really special. So then we get the WCW United States Championship match. Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Stunning Steve Austin in one of his final pay-per-view appearances for the WCW. In fact, I think it is his final pay-per-view for WCW. Now, he was around in WCW until the summer of 95. But this is his final, that I know, pay-per-view appearance for WCW. I don't think he's on another pay-per-view. This is a 1.5 star match. With the finish, Duggan goes for his 3-point stance clothesline, and Stunning Steve backdrops him over the top, which earns Stunning Steve a disqualification. So, yeah, 1.5 stars. Again, nothing special. That's the problem with this show. There's nothing that really stands out, nor is it anything special. So then we get the Guardian Angel versus Vader in a match that we have seen at every pay-per-view at this point since Bash at the Beach in 1994. They met at Bash at the Beach 94, Vader winning by DQ. They met as part of the Triangle match at Fall Brawl 94, Vader winning that. And now they meet here with Vader winning this. This feud was pointless. The Guardian Angel never won any of his matches in this feud, so it makes me wonder why this even existed. And as far as this match goes, it's a 1.5 star match, and the Guardian Angel is so more concerned with Harley Race, who he's not wrestling. Most of the time when he's after Race wasn't, I mean, yeah, Race interfered once, but the Guardian Angel's so concerned about Harley Race, he forgets he's wrestling Vader, and it costs him the match. So it's 1.5 stars, with Vader winning. So then we have the Nasty Boys versus Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck. 1.5 stars. A slightly below average tag match. It's not even that formulaic. It's just basically a fight, which is kind of what you expect from these four guys. The finish comes, Bunkhouse Buck puts an illegal object on his hand that the referee sees and is trying to get rid of that. While that's going on, Ming's on the apron, he hits Terry Funk, and then Jerry Sags power drives Terry Funk onto a pumpkin. That's the only real highlight of this match, is because it's at least a unique spot. And that gets the Nasty Boys a win. So, now, normally, I don't think that Terry Funk would ever be pinned, be getting power driven through a pumpkin. So it goes to show you sometimes the wacky world of wrestling finishes. 1.5 stars. So then we get the match this whole show is built around. The Steel Cage match, the Steel Cage career versus career match for the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair. Yeah, there's kind of stipulation overkill here, because not only is this a cage match, it's also a career match for both guys' careers on the line. So you have two stipulations here, plus Mr. T is the guest referee. This match is also overbooked, because you got involvement from Sherry, Jimmy Hart, Sting, who's not even booked on this show, but he's just out watching the match, and the Masked Man, that whole thing created to basically parody what happened to Nancy Kerrigan at Cobo Hall earlier in '94. Sherry gets involved. The Masked Man gets involved, taking out Sting and Jimmy Hart. Mr. T gets bumped. Then he gets handcuffed. Hogan big boot Sherry and all this. And eventually Hogan drops the leg on Flair. T counts, gets the win. Then the Masked Man shows up. Hogan beats up the Masked Man. The Masked Man is revealed to be Brutus Beefcake or Brother Brudeye. And then Hogan is assaulted by Beefcake, Sullivan, and Earthquake, who would later become known as Avalanche. This was the start of the Three Faces of Fear angle in WCW, which led to the Dungeon of Doom angle. It also led to Hulk Hogan versus the Butcher in the main event of Starrcade 94, in a match that I don't think anyone ever really cared about. Because the match ain't... Yeah, so this is a 2.5 star match. So yeah, out of 40 stars, this show gets 13, which is a D+. Because to get a C-, you'd at least have to get to 16 or 17, and this show doesn't get that. So this will be in the WCWtober playlist. The next episode of WCWtober, I'll be looking at Halloween Havoc 1995, which is a slightly historical show, just for the fact that it's the Big Show's pay-per-view debut and his legitimate second match. It's his first mainstream match, but it's his second total match. Now, or at least it's his first match where it's the Big Show's first major match. So that'll be uploaded probably tomorrow. So if you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.